Welcome, everybody. Today we are interviewing Dot from season 2. And I want to start off by asking him a question about his social game, which has been very good in the first 3 episodes, standing out, I think, probably among anybody else's social game so far. Dot, why do you think you stand out so much to people, and why do you think you got the first 2 messages of the game?
Well, to be honest, I'm just being myself. I'm usually kind of out there, talk a lot, and kind of wear my heart on my sleeve type. So unlike the rest of y'all, because I've been watching the podcast and hearing y'all talk about these different strategies, I've never watched Survivor, so I didn't really have a plan or a scheme to try to do. I knew you would feel that way. But I didn't really have a plan or a scheme coming in. I just planned on being myself and just try to make as many friends and try to have as many possible alliances as I could. So that's what I did.
Well, it's definitely working out. I want to turn it over to anybody that has questions for Dot on the first 3 episodes.
Hit me.
I will just ask a general question. What?
I was going to say, no questions, interview over.
What is the funniest moment that's happened so far that hasn't made the edit, if you can think of any?
I can think of a few. I think one of the funniest things that got cut was in that first challenge with Nisha. She, I guess, disco, right? And she said yes, right? And Nick was like, no, that's not the right answer. But what y'all didn't see is that happened again. She was like biting her arm or something. And I don't even remember what I guessed, but I said something else. And she was like, yes, that's it. And I was like, is it really it? And Nick was like,
Oh, yes, it was.
It was even worse than you think.
It was even worse.
It was even worse.
This is
That's
true.
amazing.
By far the funniest thing.
I kind of, yeah.
Ridiculous, man. Had to get her out of there, man.
So, Doc, I know with some of these things, it's a little hard to recall because so much time has gone between filming and now. But, like, looking at where we are in the episode now, you just got these 2 messages from, like, 2 different teams. Do you remember at that point in time, like, what was going through your head? And, like, I don't know if we can talk about this, like, kind of just, like, what you were assessing from each side and kind of making your decision on, or if you were choosing to work with both of them, like, where's your head kind of at this point?
Oh, hell yeah, I remember, man. That was a great feeling. I felt like I was on cloud 9. I was really like, I'm in position to win the game. Like, we're not winning any challenges yet. So we're not really a threat. But I'm seeing other teams are looking at me as somebody that they want to work with in the future. My team is seeing me as valuable. So I felt, and I got those 2 messages, those two idols to work with. So I'm feeling like I'm in the best position of anybody in the game. And I am at this point in the time, I am thinking I'm leaning towards making one alliance towards the other. So you'll see.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything because
Yeah.
like I'm curious. I'm like, which way are you leaning between the 2? Like,
yeah, I'm definitely feeling one more than the other. But I really had to try to game plan what was going to be best for my my long-term strategy. Because you also know, if you partner with the best or the strongest people, that those are also your competitors as well. So something I had to consider.
Regarding those 2 messages and the 2 advantages that came along with them, do you think having 2 advantages is kind of a bit more pressure, or is it just relaxing because you have 2 advantages?
It's mostly relaxing. I feel like I'm in a really good spot because I think most people are digging me at this point in the game, but in case something goes south, I can do something about it twice. So it's mainly relaxing, but then it's a little bit of pressure. And I talk about a little bit in my confessionals that I want to make sure that I hold it to the opportune time, but I would be an idiot if if I would get kicked out of the game with one or two of those in my back pocket. So just constantly going through my mind, like when's the right time to pull the trigger.
So
Which I know you
speaking,
don't. I know you don't get this reference, but please, please don't pull a James and go home with 2 idols. I know all of my other castmates get this, but how are you gonna choose when is the right time to use it? You know, like, do you feel like you got a pretty good read on people that don't like you, or do you feel like it's anybody that don't like you so far?
I do feel like I have a really good feel. I feel like not only am I pretty decent socially, but I'm pretty good at reading people, like the psychology of the game and what language people use and that kind of thing. I will say I didn't know that Alex was kind of plotting against me from the beginning. I did feel like we were chums and old boys, and we may be able to take it to the top together. But I don't know, maybe it's a little bit more strategic for me. Yeah.
speaking
coming
of
around.
Alex, speaking of Alex, looking back with the whole thinking about getting Nisha out and talking to other people, trying to campaign to get her out. How, looking back, how do you think that set with Alex and him kind of thinking, oh, I might have to look out for Dot now? Like, was that the best move to try to make at the time? You know, thinking about getting Nisha instead of somebody who is non-existent in the game so far?
Definitely not. It's funny. All of my friends are watching the show, and just like you guys said, all of my friends texted me like, "You're being way too aggressive at the beginning, yo. Like you need to chill out. Like you too much attention." So yeah, I agree. I mean, listening to like Alex talk and some of the other players who actually watch Survivor talk, it's like, hey, you kind of go with the flow and roll with the boats until it makes a difference. My strategy was like, I'm kind of a team player and a team guy. So I wanted my team to win challenges and us to build strong chemistry and make it as far together as far as we can. So I was trying to build a strong team, and I felt like, you know, without Nisha was the best way. And also keep in mind that Elizabeth was the only other person on my team that saw that challenge. So I had the challenge of trying to tell them what happened without trying to be like, I just don't like this chick for whatever reason. It's like, it was awful, but like, y'all, but you don't even know. Like, you really don't even know. So it was hard. I think y'all saw me struggle with it a little bit. For sure.
We did.
So, Dot, who surprised you the most? I know watching these things back can be interesting, like seeing other people's confessionals. So up to this point, without giving too much away about the future, is there anyone whose confessionals you're like, whoa, like I didn't expect that from them, or I'm seeing a different side of them than maybe you saw?
Question.
Yeah, definitely Carrie with a K. Like all that drama that's going on with their team, I had no idea that was going on. Like I'm not a part of any of those conversations. It's not like, I don't think we're even at a time where we're intermingling within teams, like having private conversations. So I had no idea that they were going through that at all. Like I mean, my team wasn't really going through that drama. We were really just trying to like, I mean, yeah, we're trying to get Nisha out, but we're trying to win a challenge. And they were already like backstabbing and lying, and that's why I had no idea Carrie had it in her like that. Wild. Yeah, she's bold, man.
So y'all did lose the pitcher challenge with the places, right? That was one of the challenges that y'all lost. Can you put this to rest for me? Do you think that challenge was a crapshoot?
To be honest, I didn't. I like the challenge because, like I said in my confessional, I researched every single picture, and the ones that I researched and I had a feeling that it was right, I got those right every single time. And even the ones that I didn't do that I researched that I knew was right, I was right. So I put myself in a position to do really well in the challenge. Whereas I think something else that you didn't see in the show was I think Carrie with the C didn't even see the email before the challenge started. So she didn't even know what the pictures were. She was at a huge disadvantage.
She didn't watch the video until the challenge first started.
Yeah, so yeah, I felt like we had enough, and he gave us enough time. He gave us at least like 2.5, 3 hours before the challenge started to check it out. So I was like, it was kind of like, how bad do you want it? Like, are you going to look at it early enough and prepare, or are you not?
She strikes me as the type, if had she seen it, she would prepare. Because I mean, she had the emojis. Like she was, she would
does everything.
She would have looked that up.
Add that to the list. I think so. Something that frustrated me was that, I mean, something I can say because I was in the moment, was that Ori obviously didn't do any research for the pictures beforehand. And I think we even have a confessional where I tell her, I'm like, yeah, I did some research. And she was like, oh, yeah, I didn't even think to do that. And I was like, why? Why? So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good challenge. I think it tested a number of skills on that one.
I have a question. With Nisha getting voted out and having the opportunity between an early merge and the exile swap, were you surprised by your choice? Did you think it was a more interesting choice? And what would you have done if you had that choice after being voted out?
That's a good question. Well, I think that it was a good choice by Nisha. Because I went through it. I feel like this splitting into two teams is really exciting. I didn't see it coming at all. So it was a big game changer for me. And I was really upset about it because I'd spent so much time with the chemistry with my team. So if I could do it, I think I would do the same. I don't think that you agree, but I liked it. We had a lot of fun with it. It was a big switch up for us.
Speaking of go ahead, Days.
Taking you out of the equation, watching the show, who other besides yourself is your favorite person to watch so far?
Question. I'm having a lot of fun watching Q navigate her teammates. You know, it's like she's trying to make alliances, and you know, there's some Carrie with a K is trying to build this like emo alliance, and she's kind of like but she's also kind of like pretending like she's doing it, you know. And right at the end, you know, in the last episode, she was like, "Yeah, I'm glad that I'm done with this team because I got what I needed from that." And I was like, "Damn, savage!" Like I was upset about it. Jesus, like Q's playing the brain game, you know. So it's been fun to watch her. Also, it's been fun to watch Alex. To be honest, I didn't know about his IMDb. He didn't like brag about it in any of the chats, so I didn't know he was this big actor. I didn't know he knew this much about Survivor. I knew that he was a winner because like he's the wonder kid, you know. Throughout both these challenges, he hasn't missed one question yet. Like he's the fucking wonder kid, you know. But I didn't know he had the brain game. I didn't know he had, you know, research and knowledge and all. Like what I saw, like it wowed me to see how into it the game he was. So definitely those two.
Was his doing so good at challenges kind of putting a target on him like he was fearing, do you think?
I think a bit. I still don't think that we're on the radar because we're massive losers at this point. Like I think most people are looking at the cleaners, and cleaners are kind of looking at Rona. Like these people are coming up next. No one's really, even y'all talking on the podcast, y'all ain't really talking about us, man. Y'all ain't really, ain't nobody believing us right now. But I think individually, yeah, I think that he's showing himself as a competitor, even without showing how much knowledge he has about the game. Yeah, he didn't even miss the question yet. He got every single thing right. That's wild. Wild, man. Beast. Gotta give it to him.
Well, going back to your teammates, is there anything that's changed about them seeing them watching it from playing it between Elizabeth, Ori, Nisha, Alex, Christopher, who you saw for the first time?
Man, hashtag F Christopher. Let's just hang it. But honestly, I'm glad because we got Alex, and Alex was such a strong player. Like we're like he was our savior at this point. We're not even in this game without him. So Alex is still the big one. Like he's the one that's surprising me the most because he's playing it off, right? You saw him talking to Ori, and she's like, "Oh my God," or maybe it was Elizabeth. He's like, "Oh my God, you're doing so great. Congrats on the challenge." He's like, "Oh, thank you. I tried my best, you know, this and that." Like he's playing it off, you know. So like when we talk, it's like the same thing. He's not really we're all pumping him up, but he's like, yeah, I just want to help the team win. You know, like he's smart cat, man, smart cat. So he's definitely surprising me with his brain game.
Who's following is more excited to watch their favorite player, Team Dot or Team Alex?
It's definitely Team Dot, yo. We're everywhere. Team Dot is everywhere.
They go hard for you, Todd. They really do.
I don't know. I can't blame him, man. I mean, I'm sitting pretty right now.
It's all the push-ups,
I'm about
bro.
to take this thing.
98, 99,
All right,
100.
all right. I only did 90. I'll admit for y'all, get out of the sneak shit. Inside scoop, only 90 of them.
Hey, so who are you most excited to maybe work with this team switch coming up? You know, like, is it anybody that you like, yeah, I want to be on a team with them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, to be like 100% honest, at the time, I was still kind of trying to figure out who everybody was because we're only having meetings with our own team. The only time we're seeing the other team is during the challenges. And like I said, my like 100% goal was like help my team win so we can make it as far as we can. And if I got to deal with them later, I'll deal with them later. You know, so I don't feel like I was doing as much scoping out of the team as everybody else. I was really impressed because the challenges I saw were Meg and Jake, and then they sent me the message afterwards. So I was really impressed with how fast they got them and how dominating they were. And then also Q and Didi. Didi was really memorable because of Savage Dance, you know? And I really felt like her and Q were a really good duo. So I remember they stood out to me at that time too. If I get the chance to become buddy with one of them, I'll definitely run with it. And I feel like I needed a backup plan because my team wasn't doing that well. Like we really weren't. We were struggling. And right now we have a solid crew, but before that, we had like 2 members that weren't showing up, and then we had Nisha. So I wasn't feeling too confident about our team. Like, to be honest, at the time I was like, yo, I need to make a backup plan because this is looking rough.
You think your name for the team done jinxed your guys a little bit?
I don't think
You were breaking up a little bit, but it sounds like you were asking if Team Done was a stupid name.
Well, basically, if you jinx the team with that name. Yeah.
You know what? I didn't know that many people had a problem with it, man. Like I didn't know Alex is like, he did not voice this to me. We could have made a new name. Yeah, I think it's a dumb name. I do. It's too easy. It's too easy to say Team Done is done. And Nick would send me my confessional questions and be like, "Do you feel like Team Done is done?" And I'd be like, "Bro, come on, man! Like, I'm a little biased over here, bro. Like, it's just too easy."
It's an easy question to go to.
I would take it back, definitely.
With the switch of vote advantage, I differ on this because I don't think it's that great of an advantage, especially compared to the one where you can save yourself. In your mind, when you saw that, was there like, are you using it strictly to keep yourself safe, or do you possibly have plans to use it to cause drama, like just switch a certain person's vote just to, put a target on their back? Have you thought about that at all at this point?
Yes. So I remember when I got that first idol, I was thinking like, yeah, that's cool, but I don't feel like I'm much of a target. I'm not planning to use it to save anybody or to cause any drama. I'm strictly using it for myself and keeping myself out of danger. So I didn't see it as too valuable at that time. But when I got that all the other votes are void, I was like, yo, like in case anything happens, I'm safe. That was the golden ticket for me. So that's how I felt.
So of the challenges you have done so far, which is charades, like the world searching challenge, and then password, is that all of them, or am I missing one?
Mm.
But which is your favorite? Which did you enjoy the most?
Keep in mind, I'm in all those challenges.
Yeah. That's why I asked.
People skipping challenges and they can choose if they want to sit out. I ain't sitting out for shit. I'm in all of them. Honestly, charades was fun, but by far passwords was so fun because I did so well at it. Yeah, it really showed me and Alex's chemistry. Like we were vibing hardcore. Like we were getting we were getting everything right except for that very first one. So that it was fun being that dominant. I thought it was a pretty cool game too.
Unless you really want to play Nisha, if you're 100%.
No, I gotta ask, what is this? Should not have played or we should have played? Is this a joke?
If Nisha
Are we
played,
making,
would have
are we
won.
making funnies? Oh, are we making funnies or? I don't know if we're watching the same show. Like, I don't know. I gotta be frustrated over here watching this. Like, people saying, fan guy over here saying Nisha her favorite character. I'm like, bro, are you watching me on TV? Like, what? What you mean? Mad offended. Mad offended.
God.
For real though. Oh my gosh, PTSD, man. Don't take me back, please. Oh my gosh. Yo, we were all frustrated because we were all trying to guess that it wasn't just me. But I think the most frustrated was Nick. Nick was like, what do I do? Like, I sent her the answer. Like, there are no other options. Finally, he was like, I'm just gonna let the time go. Like, the time ran out. There's nothing else to say about this. She just doesn't get it.
I sent it to both her text and her email to make sure that she got the answer.
Oh, yikes. I do think Nisha this week, girl, though. Real talk. I don't dislike her. I hope y'all see that in the show. I don't dislike her. I do just think that she hurts our team. Hey.
Yeah, and I totally get, like, people can be really, really fun to watch and really, really frustrating to actually have to deal with. So I feel like she falls in that category, you know?
And even my wife was like, yeah, I feel for Nisha. She's so sweet. And I was like, I guess. If y'all say so.
Just trying to pad her resume, man.
I guess I'm just biased. I don't know. I don't know, man. It was fun, though. The rest of the season is fun. This season is going to be great. There's a lot of shit coming.
Yeah, this is a
lot
great
of shit
cast.
coming.
This is a great cast. A lot of great characters.
Fun group. It's fun watching everybody because, like I said, at this point of the show, I don't know anybody. I only know the 4 that I mentioned. Outside of that, like, I never even knew Sammy was a player. I never met her, never saw her. When I saw her on the show, I was like, what? So it's fun to watch from this side, for real.
You touched upon this a little bit, but do you have any impressions of the other team from watching him without giving anything away from either the Cleaners or Rona?
Yeah. From watching, I definitely have an opinion. To be 100% honest, like I said earlier, I wasn't really scoping the other team. You know, I wasn't paying too much. I saw what Jake and Meg did. I saw what Q and Dee did. I thought that they were strong. Those are the only strong people that I saw, and I was kind of keeping it in the back of my head. But outside of that, I was really trying to focus on just like getting my team to get a win and not just having it like dwindle to nothing. You know, that was like all I was really thinking about.
Well, any last questions for Dot as we wind down?
I would just like to tell Dot, thank you for the entertainment. You have been a joy to watch. You've been very funny and very likable, and I think pretty much anyone watching the show, you're at least one of their like 3 favorites. So you're killing it,
Thanks, man.
And you did good. Yeah.
For sure.
Yep,
For sure.
it was fun. Like, big ups to Nick. Like, he made a really fun game. It was done really well. Everything was always on time. You know, even the production, it's great. It's great to watch after the fact. So, like, big ups to you, Nick, for real. Because the game was a lot of fun. Like, I'm not trying to put on a show. I'm just being myself and enjoying the shit. So,
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
thanks.
You said you
great
didn't have a
experience.
strategy, but that is a strategy. Like, just being yourself and being likable. Aspen, that's like kind of her MO. She's just very likable, and if people like you, they want to work with you, or at the very least, they don't want to see you go till you have to. In their mind.
Aspen
3.0.
Aspen 3.0. Yeah.
Let's
That's
go,
what I'm
Dot.
going for.
Let's go.
I'm going for. I want to say before anything, y'all sleeping on the boy. Y'all sleeping on me. Y'all
Wake us
sleeping on
up.
me.
Wake us
Yo,
up.
y'all, episode 4 on Wednesday.
Hey.
Let's go.
I
Our
called
teams.
I called you and Alex All Stars last week for the rank.
I ain't hear that.
I called you and Alex All Stars last week.
I heard a lot of Alex. I'm hearing a lot of Q and a lot of Rayleigh and a lot of DeCarries. Y'all sleeping on the dot, man. I should know.
I've
Y'all
already
sleeping on the
told
dot.
you. I think you need to apply for a show like Big Brother and get on there. I think you would make a great character. I think you could go far. You need to either go to a casting call or you need to send in a video, especially with the push-ups. That needs to be in there.
Yeah.
I'd recommend
yeah.
Survivor over Big Brother, but
Oh
unless
yeah,
Big Brother
agreed.
gets
Oh,
an
yeah.
entire new production.
I'm gonna see about it. I'm really trying to get on that season 3 though. Trying to get on season 3. What's good? You got
I might need more players, so maybe.
I
we'll see.
saw you had some
Hey.
openings. What's up? What's up with it?
Yeah.
Bring your boy back. Bring your boy back.
What? Just don't even mention it. Just be like, yeah, I'm here, and just be like, you played before? No. Have a fake mustache.
No,
Go by your twin.
Just like comically, like.
It's Mott, your boy Mott.
Just reverse it. Call
First time on
yourself
the
Todd.
show.
Call yourself
Yeah,
Todd.
Yeah, Todd, I like that one.
That's a good name, yeah.
Bring me
Todd.
back. Bring me back, man. I'll shave my head. I'll do whatever it takes. Nick.
You gonna
God.
cut the hair? Or you gonna cut the hair?
I'll definitely consider it. Yeah. It's like 2.5 years in the making, yo. I don't know. I'm trying to get like you, Aspen.
I feel you.
Like, in all aspects of life, for real.
Yeah.
Doing
Yeah.
the damn thing.
Hey man, I just be chilling. I'm chilling.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you live a life
Hey,
the
I'm
right
excited.
way.
I'm
Do the right
excited
things.
to see you. I'm excited to see you merge though, man. I want to see how you mingle with everybody else. And
Oh, me too. Like, is there a stronger social game on the show right now? I'm about to put it to work.
You've had every advantage
see-
handed to you, and you're just by being yourself and just chilling in big challenge chats, and it's just very impressive. I gotta say.
Sneak peek. I'm gonna go to work, y'all.
Hey, don't be
Work.
too
Don't
aggressive.
sleep on the kid.
Don't be too aggressive.
Shoot, hindsight's 20/20, bro.
That one.
Oh man, if I could go back, bring me back to season 3, bro.
Well, I guess my last question before we go is, without giving too much away, but anything you want to say about the next challenge, which you will be in again, which will be Pictionary.
Ooh.
Dictionary. I remember. I'm really bad at drawing, so I was really questioning myself. Like, I'm not an artist at all. I can't draw shit. So, like, my stick figures are like cards. I can't even draw a straight line. So I was really questioning if I should even do this challenge, but I do, because that's what I do. But you know, I was really feeling like I would have to rely on my teammates to get me through this one.
So
Sure.
there are people sitting out on tribes.
Yes.
Not everyone goes in.
I
Well,
think we have an option to.
I respect the wanting to play every challenge a lot. I really respect that. You know, don't ride on other people's success. Do it yourself, or don't do it at all. I like it.
Yeah, I just didn't want any marks against me. You know, I'm seeing Patty getting drugged through the mud for missing this challenge. And I'm not gonna lie, I would feel the same. Like, if you miss a challenge, man, like, that's not really okay. You know, I was like, that's not gonna happen to me. You're not gonna tell me that I didn't try my best, or I wasn't being, the best teammate that I could, or that I didn't give it my all. You know, like, if we have to have another tribal, there's no reason why you should pick me. I hope.
Well, I want to thank you for this interview, Dot. It was a fun one. And Team Dot is still going hard for you. I'm sure we'll see them watching.
Team Dot. Team Dot. Don't sleep on your boy. It's been fun watching y'all two on the podcast. Well, I'll say one of y'all, every single thing that you're saying is exactly right. Somebody's right about everything that you're saying.
Oh, that's me.
But I won't say
That's
who
me
it is.
talking about Nisha pulling the blanket over everybody's head. So I know I'm
Nisha's
right. I
on
know it's me.
exile right now. Coming back next episode. Coming back
Automatically
winning the
eliminated.
game.
Automatically eliminated with that one. So one of y'all three. Nah, really, it's fun. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Nick.